Montana State and Southern Utah here this weekend. Montana State has lost 2 in a row, sit at 5-3, 2-2 in the Big Sky Conference. Southern Utah coming off their first conference win of the season over Idaho State, 59-34. Jason Alvin, Zach Mackey here. And Zach, you look at that game against Idaho State. Southern Utah all season long had scored just 10 points in the first quarter. They scored 28 against Idaho State, and that really kind of set that offense out.
Yeah, it did. I think it was one of the few times they didn't find themselves down by a lot. I mean, they've allowed 324 points, and of those, 200 have come in the first 2 quarters. So, I mean, a lot of times they've gotten themselves into holes, much like the Bobcats the last couple of weeks, and then had to dig out. This time, they were the ones who got that quick start.
Well, you mentioned the 200 points they've given up in the first half, 124 of those in the second quarter. So what does Montana State need to do to start fast in this game?
Well, I think it's establish yourself right away. A lot of times, the Bobcats go through that feeling, and then that second half is when things kick in. I think if you can establish that run game right away, work in the pass, make some plays. They had opportunities against North Dakota, a couple of missed catches, a couple of things here or there, change that game. But, all you need is a little bit of momentum, and then things start to go in that first half.
Southern Utah's offense is riding that momentum. Chris Hilbig at quarterback, a very talented player. He went to junior college route out of high school, but he set Colorado State record, 607 yards passing in a game. He had a really good game, and he's got a talented wide receiver in Lance Lawson, who has 64 catches on the year.
Really unheard of at this point of the year, 64 catches, just a sophomore. But, most of those aren't going to be bullets down the field. They're going to be within the 10 yards. He's going to be looking around, looking at the slants, different things like that. And he really distributes the ball really well. 12 guys have caught touchdown passes, not just receptions, touchdown passes. They really spread that ball out. They've got a lot of receivers that they have a lot of confidence in.
Well, Coach Choda's talked about Chris Hilbig in the run game as well, is finally starting to make that in that quarterback run game, being a little bit of a weapon there. And then you turn on the defensive side of the ball. Carlton Johnson, coming off the Big Sky Player of the Week, he had 2 interceptions against Idaho State, has 3 on the year, which is second in the conference. A really good corner for Southern Utah.
Yeah, one of those he returned all the way for a touchdown. He was really good in that game. This is the second to last team in rush defense in the Big Sky. So that's an opportunity right there on the defensive side where the Bobcats could take advantage. If they're able to get that run game, this team hasn't been able to stop the run against teams so far this season.
Well, Montana State will look to get back on track here. Kickoff is at noon, an 11 o'clock pregame show on the Bobcat Sports Radio Network. For Zach Mackey, I'm Jason Alvin for MSUBobcats.com.